Quick supply looks pretty good here. I think it's the only option. Amplify, I don't think so. Although the 3 amplifying cores and the Hound is good. This is just better. The extra supply is good. This guy's a pretty good player. I think we played with him before. Quick supply, supply spec, okay. So, okay. Do we go... We have to go for crawlers, don't we? I think we're gonna win, unless the Void Eyes really mess up the Hounds, which they are very good at doing. One-shotting them. Okay, I was expecting the Hounds to be alive for a little longer. I'm not sure how if we win this or not. It's close. Okay. The Void Eyes are actually pretty good into the storms, surprisingly. Okay. Obviously Phantom Race. And let's just see how he deals with that. He should go flying Void Eyes, I think. They're a little bit too forward, if you look at it. Once they go flying, they're gonna move in front of the Tarantulas, which means the Tarantulas are not gonna tank for the Void Eyes, which is bad. Because that means the Void Eyes are gonna be vulnerable. You want the Tarantula to tank for them, so I think you want this to be a few squares back, so once it goes flying, it doesn't fly in front. At least that's the thought process that I heard once. Okay, Phoenixes. This is it's good to see that he's respecting the Phantom Ray player. He knows we're gonna go Phantom Ray, so he goes for this. That's very good for him. Not amazing for us, but it's good for him. I think we just keep building Phantom Rays here. We can overpower this. We can go shields. We don't need to go oil. We don't need to go fire. Alright, so that didn't go so well. I wouldn't mind going mass-produced fortresses, but cost too much. Probably just skip here. And I think we just keep going Phantom Race here. We don't really... We're not super scared of what he's doing here. I think we do want to go shield at some point. I don't know if shield right now is too early. We could just click it right now. Just depends if he's going to go Wasp, and I'm not sure about that, so... Or we just get another one. But then we don't really have much money to spend on it, so... We can rush the shield. It's kind of risky, though, because the shield could work right now, but it also could fail us. So... Wouldn't mind just putting down an oil here, maybe, just so his stuff doesn't it doesn't move forward too quick. $200 money is a little awkward also. 2,800. Yeah, I think this is fine. It's not ideal. Okay, he goes for a lot of chaff, so this now makes us want to go fire. This is not the greatest oil for a fire, but at least slows down his tarantulas, which was the goal here. And we don't necessarily have to ignite this. We get some value out of just letting things come in slowly, but at least we are getting to the juicy phoenixes here. I think we're all right, but it's very close. It's very close. I think we got this. Okay, just barely. So do we ignite this oil? I don't think so. There's no chaff here that needs to get ignited. All right, typhoons or mustangs? It's a very interesting choice. This is probably better, but we do have to worry about getting burned ourselves. So I think we just go for the typhoon. It is more value also. He will go for the boats, most likely. But I think we go for the no fire yet, but we'll go for the shield, and you know, we could go for 2 phoenixes here actually. Two boats. That's it is what we expected, and that's why we went for the phoenix. Clicking the shield was okay, I think, because we have so many. We'll click oil and we'll click fire next turn just so we eliminate all the chaff, but this isn't going to be the greatest round for us. It's not looking great here, but we do have some chaff clear with the typhoon. So we lose the chaff battle here, and now he's going to start focusing on the phantom rays. So we do want to set stuff on fire. It's very close. It's not going to be enough here. But we know what we have to do. It's going to be fire, it's going to be oil, and it's going to be phoenixes. Extended range phoenix is good. I think we take it. Go for oil, go for fire. And do we borrow and go more phoenixes? Probably. Maybe a missile, but I'm not sure how to position the missile. Don't think we need the missile, maybe. This is not great because we have to borrow, but he's going mass boats, so we're on a timer. We need to win before he starts scaling out of control. This is already out of control, in my opinion. It's already 5 boats. We have 4 phoenixes. He has 5 boats. He has range. We have no techs, but he does outrange the phoenixes. We will need range. We will need charge shot, and we need to watch out for the mothership production. So we might need aerial spec. But I think we don't prioritize aerial spec right away. Now, if you get sprinkler dogs here, I think it's going to be pretty bad for us. All right, this is going to be a sell, I think. Same money, so maybe sell this, I don't know. Sell this. All right, maybe click this, but let's just see how many more phoenixes. I think we buy one more phoenix. We want range and charge shot, and I think we want this. Let's continue to borrow because we're kind of on a timer. Maybe we can distract him a little bit, but I'm not sure if this does anything. Except makes his boats come in late. We don't necessarily want his boats to come in super late. Probably rather just go for the attack upgrade. Maybe a missile here. Okay, so he goes through the fangs. That's super interesting. I don't think it's great for him. I mean, range on the fangs would be pretty good. But I guess it's not horrible, but I don't like the fangs here. It's not... They're going to burn, I think. If they don't burn, then they need to walk forward enough. The overload speed is quite a bit faster, so I don't know. This could be really good. I just don't... just not super familiar with this this line. I think this missile isn't the greatest. It could have been more over here. Now we have to deal with this chaff coming in. It just sucks up shots here. Okay, and this late chaff is looking amazing actually. The charge shot is kind of doing something. It was kind of unfortunate that the last shot. Okay, but this is looking quite good. We assume he's going to go for wasps now because that's his only choice. I think I don't want to click this. Don't want to click this. Advanced targeting might be okay, but is that really something that we need? For 400, right? I think we skip here. Continue to upgrade these guys. Maybe get the EMP, but probably not needed because yeah, these guys they're not doing great. Now we will oil his back line a little bit. And I think we need more of these things. Maybe we sell out of something like this. We still can't get the elite recruit version, so we're just stuck with these guys. This is just in case we see something like the I think we want missiles in the corner. Still missiles in the corner. Probably also missiles here. I don't think the defense upgrade does anything for us. This is not a great, this is bad for us if we can't ignite this, but... Okay, we still have one fire guy here, and now we have the perfect solution to his air chaff. And I think we just win here. This is a it might have looked easy from our perspective, but we were struggling with this build for many months now. But we found the perfect formula. And literally for the opponent, I don't think he could have played this any better. The only thing I question is the fangs, like because they are kind of able to burn, but if they get in front, it's a disaster for us. But I think shields might have been good here from the opponent's perspective. Maybe the fire doesn't spread because you do have the fangs coming in, and we have to shoot through the fangs and then throw additional fire in. So the shields could have been disastrous. I think that's the only thing I would have done. The wasp play was good, I think, even though we were going additional typhoons. But yeah, we predicted everything. We counted everything perfectly with the Phoenixes. We didn't build any more Phantom Rays. The one thing you could have argued is, you know, did we need to click Energy Shield? Right, it costs us 400 plus maybe an additional 200 on the sticky oil bomb, depending on how you want to calculate it. So that's arguably a mistake because the Phantom Rays are going to get one shot anyways, but we didn't know he was going to go Overlord, and we already had the technology. So you could argue that this was a mistake from us. And all right, I just want to replay this and just see if we could have done a little bit better on that last round. All right, getting up to the 2000s. All right, so I mean, maybe advanced targeting system. I don't think so. I think we just skip here. So more boats. This is probably a pretty good upgrade to get. And let's see. Sell out of the Void Eye. We can get another boat, but do we want boats or do we want something like we want the temp range? We want a few different shields, like a shield here, maybe. Shield here, maybe. Shield here, maybe. I don't know about this. Maybe not. And let's see. I think oil is always good. I mean, there's a couple chaff coming in. The missile's great. But, well, we probably can't burn him. But I think the oil will delay the possible typhoons. So we can go like this. And probably some missiles. Like the missile here is good. Missiles here is good. Missile here is probably good too. Although maybe not. Maybe this doesn't do anything. We don't go speed, I'm pretty sure. So just do this. Let's see how this works. It's going to be a pretty juicy missile here. We destroy everything in here. Get into the air. We actually miss the ground army because of that. And looks like our stuff is still coming in, but they are coming into the fire. Do we have anything here? So we win this side. We lose this side, surprisingly. But the tower is getting debuffed. More wasps are coming in. And are we able to clean things up, or... It's very close, surprisingly. It's surprisingly close, but... Yeah, it's not enough. So maybe the shields didn't do anything. Maybe it was more the missile. So because we didn't shield, right? That was the problem. So the no fire got set because of the missile here. Right, and a missile here. So I think from our perspective, we need to put down shields. We're playing it very risky, not putting down any shields. And I think we also could benefit just from a lot of missiles. Let's do the boat. Let's do this. Let's get this. And I think, you know, an oil actually with we can force him to light himself on fire. We force ourselves to light ourselves on fire, I mean. To be honest, this isn't doing much. We could probably sell this. Let's get the oil, and let's get something like this. So we'll put this down. Make sure we get something to hit. So let's say we get this to hit. And let's make sure we kind of light the fire here from here to here or something. And what else? Maybe just another missile like here. Alright, we're still gonna get an ignition here. Phantom rays die before they can spread more fire. All the late chaff is still alive. The late chaff they're stuck on the oil. That's kind of the problem. But we're still able to beat everything here. And this is with just missiles. So using missiles and fire, we're able to completely win. So it's kind of disappointing that yeah, it's kind of disappointing from our perspective. But let's see what else. So we do this, we click this. Probably want to have at least some shields, like, you know, a shield here. I think a shield here is nice. Shield here is nice, maybe. Right, and let's say we sell this, get another boat. Where do we put this boat? Maybe here? Here? And just go for one missile, maybe here. So now all the fire is, well, we do have ignition here already, so the storms have already done their job. It's very close. But now the chaff is coming out, so yeah, it's actually a lot more closer than it looked. So knowing this is going to happen, how do we deal with this? Is this still something where we end up losing every single time because, you know, the opponent just goes for a mass, you know, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boats? Is there anything we can actually do, or is this just, we just lose here because we went for the shield, or we don't have enough phoenixes, or maybe our typhoons are not properly, you know, built for this? I want to see what happens from our perspective. I mean, we won the round, we won the game, but okay, so he went for the extra range. I see. So that's why he lost, I think. It's because he went for the extra range. He could have went for an extra boat, but he went for the extra range. So what happens if we go for the extra range ourselves? So we get the oil, so we'll oil like this. Guess we can only go for one more of these guys, but I don't know. Sell this. Do we go for an extra Phoenix, or do we go for an extra one of these guys? I think we won because we were doing a lot of missiles, right? So let's continue to throw down a lot of missiles. And I guess we just go for a Phoenix. So we're not going to have money to go for the extra Typhoon. Question is, does it make a difference? So we have 2 Typhoons clearing up the Wasps. There's no more Wasps left. The fire kind of, this is horrible. I think this is why we would have won. It's because of this fire. Long range or not long range. I don't think the extra Wasps are necessarily, I mean, Yeah, because we okay. So we don't actually even need the extra typhoons, maybe. It's more about like just lighting the fire and yeah, I don't know what would happen. I think looking at this now, I don't think we go for extra typhoon. I think we just go for extra phoenixes to maybe pop his just to pop his bubbles. So if we try it again from our perspective and now thinking, okay, we don't need more typhoons. We just need more phoenixes. So let's see how this works. We just go with a lot more phoenixes. Still oil where we need to oil, which is here. Missile here. Missile here. Maybe a missile here. The question is 2 typhoons enough to deal with mass mass wasp production here? Doesn't seem like it will be, but interestingly, we don't get ignition here, which is really bad. Can the some reason? Okay, there we go. But that delay, you know, might cost us the game here. We need to get lock on to the boats. We don't want any wasps to come out before that happens. We're still dealing with the chaff. So it looks like we lose this side completely. And when more wasps come out, we're going to lose. So we do need... Well... Yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong there. What change happened, but it does look like the extra... Does look like having the extra typhoon is maybe a good idea. Just for the potential loss. So maybe we played it all right there. Yeah, it's very interesting because it's one little difference and the Giants just win so badly. All right, let's maybe play another game. I think I want to get healing on the tank here. The field maintenance instead of the mech rage, maybe? What do you do when you go fire committed fully and hounds with fire extinguisher? You go fire badger with range or scorched fire, or you go Vulcan with range and or scorched fire. That's the one thing you need to deal with the mass hounds. And I think that's the only thing you can do. How do you set up the avatar thing? That's the same thing that the rat does. The rat does uses something called like this. It's called Veto to Mini. This is what it's called. And yeah, well, awesome that you're at 2200. I'm also at 2200 too, and hopefully this account can get to 2200 as well. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, we just played the Dart and Nan guy before. We lost to some kind of boat strategy, but it's like either extinguisher and Raiden, or it was boats, forgot. I think we can go with this, but maybe this is better. The Typhoon spec is also pretty good. So yeah, Dart and Nan, solid player, you know, top tier, basically 2200. Rhino spec, okay. So actually, Void Eyes is good into this. I doubt we just go Void Eye. Could even look into Mass Hounds. Mass Hounds would be good into this. We'd probably just go Crawlers, right? I'm not sure if we want to commit into like Mass Hounds or anything, but you know, I'm not the greatest strategist when it comes to like playing builds like normal builds, so probably the Mass Hound is better because it does counter everything, but yeah, I don't necessarily want to get into a normal game because we're not going to win against someone like this. If the guy was 1500, yeah, we'll go Mass Hounds, you know, we'll learn. But this is not a kind of a game where you necessarily want to practice something new. You probably just want to go with what you know. Very bad positioning on the Saber. It is the only reason why it's forward is because we just don't want to get our tower cheesed. It's probably, you know, wasn't going to end well no matter how we played it, but I do wish that we went like Mass Hounds here. I wonder if the Hounds like should be in front of the Saber, or I don't know. It's hard to say. Like this is just bad for us. It's not necessarily our fault. I think it could just be the pack. You know, what we're playing against. If we get the Flamer, we're gonna pick it instantly. He does have the Extinguisher, but we don't care. We can beat his Hounds with the Extinguisher. We could just oil him right away, but I don't know. Probably want to sell out of the Sabers, but I don't know. I think we have to sell out of the Saber. Just so bad for us. We'll go straight into the Phantom Ray. And how's the positioning of this? Probably wanted a little bit more behind, but I don't know. Probably has to be here. Can't be too far behind. Let's go for it. This Crawler's quite interesting. He does get the Phoenixes ready. This is also very good, but it's kind of risky to commit into flanks on round 2. But I do like his play just because he was winning the first round so much, so he can take risks like this pretty comfortably. So I don't mind it. We do have to assume that once we click the Extinguisher, once we click some kind of fire spell, he's going to click Extinguisher. That's the only reason he has his Hounds around. So we'll be very careful to not click the Extinguisher until we can do it out of surprise. Or we can get him, best case is to get him to click the Extinguisher and for us not even go fire. Heavy armor is probably good into these Fire Badgers, I think. Wasp Swarm, we could try to get a cheese. We might want to try to get the cheese. Like, he could put more fangs behind here, though. That's the problem. I think for a player of this caliber, he's going to put fangs. So I don't think we do the cheese, unfortunately. I mean, we could try it, but if it doesn't work, we're just kind of on the back foot. Like, just question, does he put, you know, he already has something here. Right? So, I mean, unless we put something here and we put, like, the something here, it's... I think we just skip here. It's too risky. I'll go with the armor on this. I could sell out of this, maybe. This is not great though. This is gonna cause a lot of problems for us. We probably just keep going Phantom Rays, but probably need fire as well. Like, probably need another fire guy to deal with this flank. It's not ideal. We're spending 250 to deal with this. It's not ideal. Alright, so he has something everywhere. So we're very lucky not to go for any shenanigans, because it wouldn't have worked. We probably need to sell out of this, though. That being said, it does kind of tank a little bit. Maybe it's kind of worth. Maybe it's worth it. I'm not sure. The armor on the steel ball is nasty. We're probably gonna lose the tower here. Oh no. That being said, we need to level this up. So it's only a miracle that we haven't actually lost the tower yet. And the tower timing is going to be inconsequential. Same here. Don't think this is going to matter. I think we just do the normal tower oil now. Smoke bomb. Does that do anything? We smoke bomb ourselves. Does that really do anything? Probably does, actually. Advanced missile. For 150 though, it's kind of expensive, right? So I'd rather not. Let's see. Do like another fire badger here to deal with his stuff here. Probably need to click range. And just more of these guys. Could sell this eventually now. Go for the oil. Get a tower level. Probably go for another Phantom Ray. Unless we want to go for some kind of chaff here. Like a crawler or something, but not sure. Maybe just like a normal tank here would actually be pretty good. Actually would be pretty good here. But is this smart? I don't know. It's got a good missile though, so maybe not smart. So this is the power of the Fire Badger. We're lucky we didn't. We're lucky it feels like the momentum is positive here. Seeing how he's going into the Mustang's anti-missile really makes me want to click some kind of fire. Like, it makes me want to click the oil because now we're countering the Mustang fire. We're doing surprisingly good. So the Wasp is something that we're most worried about. And yeah, we can't deal with the Wasp, so we have to go Wasp ourselves, I think. I think we also have to go anti-air Wasp. But it's just not good. Like, we're better off probably with Fort AA. Or our own like Mustangs. But I don't know. I think we just have to go with the Wasp and just try to win here. Let's go with the oil now. Stop borrowing. Let's go for a Wasp. Maybe range, but range could be an overcommitment. If he doesn't commit though. But we're probably almost certain he's going to commit into this. So I don't mind this maybe. It's still kind of a gamble. And it's going to have some, I don't know. Do we level these guys? I think we need to get some units like to soak up the missile maybe. Maybe like something here as well, like a Fang here to soak up a missile. And I don't know, level this guy up. We sell the hounds ever? Not yet. Okay, so we've kind of predicted his Wasp play. He's gone Extinguisher. He's predicted the Extinguisher. That's amazing. It's very well played. Can we kill this Rhino? How come it's still... Wait, how is this... What the... Okay, see, yeah, all our missiles are getting intercepted. So we actually needed to click the... we needed to click the burst instead of the oil. So I was expecting this to go very well, but we didn't anticipate this Rhino. We didn't anticipate like not being able to kill this rhino. Maybe this is where the game starts falling apart. Like, we did quite good. I was very proud up until now. Now he's seen our play here, and we're probably maybe in a bad position now. We might have overcommitted ourselves. Probably do this. So we're gonna need just burst, pretty simply. I think we want to missile this, but I'm not sure. This has a lot of interception potential, so you can see this guy going for this tower now, so we probably want to get a level here. But we're running really low of kind of money, you know. And I think everything is kind of useful, you know, so don't really want to sell a crawler. Don't know what we can do here. Maybe we don't want this. Maybe we just want the level here. Now he's really gone into the A wasps. We're kind of screwed. We need Mustangs. We need forts. Just that last move was like, I thought it was genius because we were predicting his wasp. And in some ways it was, but I just didn't think that his Mustangs were like that scary, especially since we had the oil. But then what I didn't consider was the hounds. Like the hounds are, you know, the hounds are just doing so much in terms of the interception. We should be able to one-shot this. We're not one-shotting him, but you know, should be able to take care of this guy here. Please, okay, finally. But there's, I don't know. Doesn't look like we're gonna have a lot of AA left because of how long it took to kill that rhino. The rhino is such a hero for the opponent here. And I guess what we could do is we could go Scorch. I think we have to go for a factory here, actually. Just the factory would actually be pretty good. We'll skip. And maybe he's going to predict this. Maybe he's not going to predict it. We're going to need a lot of money. I don't know how we can get this money. We only have 1,200, so we're kind of screwed, maybe? Wait. What if we sell this? Let's sell this guy. Okay, we have perfectly enough for the armor. And we're just gonna send this guy maybe put this guy here so we definitely kill the rhino, because he might go here, right? He might go here. Ideally we put it here, just missile this. Alright, let's see. This is pretty centralized, like everything is gonna shoot at it. This might be the play that brings us back into this game. Or let's just say wins the game for us. The fire is amazing. Now, if everything's locked on to the factory, then we can take his unit. Looks like it's working. My heart is kind of pounding, you know, in these cases where we gut shot a game with the factory. My heart's it's the most funnest aspect of this game. Is just when we go for the factory gut shot. And somehow it worked this time. In reality, I think this this player, he's at the level where he actually should almost be predicting this, because there's nothing else we can do, I think, within, and all his units that kill our wasps are like are going to be weak to this. And he also has a slight weakness of everything being so forward, minus this, minus this. If everything was back, then actually our units would almost fly forward of this, and like this wouldn't exactly fire at this. So we were kind of exploiting this little weakness. We found a spot, we put it right in the middle. For the opponent, really, you know, I think, I don't know if he would necessarily go for a Melter, but like a Raiden with ionization, or he needs to have something like that can deal with this War Factory, because it's pretty much, I don't want to say it's obvious, but it's like the more that we play, the more obvious it is. So I don't know, like what 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 would you have done as in the opponent's shoes? Like, he was winning the game, so just keep doing what he was doing, right? But then you have to anticipate that there's going to be a pivot. So the only possible pivot really is the War Factory, that can actually work. Abyss wouldn't work, right? So does he just put down like an Abyss here? But then does an Abyss kill this? It kills this pretty slowly, right? And does the Abyss work well with all this stuff? Like, yes and no, but maybe the Abyss is too much to ask for. Maybe it's just as simple as unlocking the Melter and just putting a Melter somewhere, right? Or maybe it's like the Raiden with the ionization, because Raiden with ionization does decently into some things here. We'll just take a look here. Let's see. I mean, obviously he's gonna win with the ionization, but it's just one of those things where you have to be prepared for everything the opponent can possibly do. And if the opponent can go for a War Factory, you actually have to make sure that your play incorporates the possibility for a War Factory, because you can be super ahead, but if something like this happens, then everything goes to waste, right? So you need an insurance policy against the War Factory, pretty much, especially for playing against us, because we use the War Factory quite a bit, right? So we'll just skip here, or even even some like balls, like melting, even some steel balls, but I don't think we would go steel balls here. I think we would go for just like maybe ionization on a single Raiden or something. Yeah, it is expensive to unlock, but it might be like the kind of tax that you have to do. And let's see, so obviously more chaff is good here. Do we want speed? I don't think we want speed here. We want range. Maybe we go for a second one, just because we might as well, since we unlocked it. And maybe just put it back a little bit. Let's go for like a missile somewhere like here, right? So the real question is, does he win if we don't go factory, we go, I don't know. Well, what would we go? Would we just go Phoenixes? Yeah, probably. We'd go like Charge Shot Phoenix or something to take care of the the Rhino. Would he still win if he goes for the this play? I think he still probably wins, even if we just go like Charge Shot Phoenix to try to, solve this problem. So yeah, at the highest level, like should probably just put down 2 Raidens with the ionization, even if we don't do, because you're so far ahead that the only thing you lose to is this. So you may as well just cover your bases, and even if not, this still does some damage to, it still does something like to the units. And yeah, you just have to anticipate like what can we do here that can kill the Rhino. It could be forts, right? It could be Fort AA would also be a really good option. I think we lose to Fort AA. I mean, we could try it. Like Fort AA might work, but I'm kind of skeptical. I think it's too little too late. So lucky that we had like the perfect amount of money for that. Still sell out of this. Let's try to get another one. Go for the range. So we probably want something like this, right? Now the ionization will probably work pretty well into these forts because the fort is a giant. And the problem is really the A missiles get intercepted. Actually, it looks like we're doing fairly decent into this. Surprisingly. We're gonna lose the tower though, but I suppose this is maybe the best play if we don't go for, yeah, if we go for Fort AA. I mean, do we ever go like forts with like rocket punch or forts with like shield or something? Like what is the play here, right? Because is there some kind of way we can win it with forts? All right, rocket punch or range? Range kind of makes sense, but so does rocket punch. Let's try range. Problem with rocket punch is that if he's got too much chaff, then where did the punches go? They just go into the chaff. But I mean, if he only has blocks of Mustangs left over, then and maybe the rocket punch is good. But also at the same time, the forts are kind of tanking, so they're not necessarily. They don't really use their rocket punch quite yet, so to say. Problem now is we don't have any anti-air, so don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, so I think our only line there was possibly just the war factory. All right, well, pretty happy to win that one. I mean, we do have to just say that we're lucky he didn't counter the war factory. All right, getting to a game with the clown guy. All right, aerial spec, not loving this unit. Quick supply is probably good. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this Void Eye guy. Supply spec is also good. Let's just go for that. I think we can go for hounds. We can go for arc lights. Could go for chaff, but how do we take care of the fangs, right? We need arc lights, but the arc lights need to kill the sledges first. So I guess it's just gonna be hounds. Could also be the void eyes, but I think it's the hounds here. It's a really nice layout he's got, really neat. It almost looks like he wants to go carry Fangs. It's not going to be the best tower for us, but hopefully this can be okay. His tanks are just so good with the Fangs, but he is vulnerable of getting burned here. We'll skip for sure. And I don't know if we need to start selling these, but probably a little too early for that. It's just going to be Phantom Race. I think if we weren't going Phantom Race, we'd probably go for the Storm, but then he's going to have one Phoenix for sure here, right? So I think we just float here. We don't really need... I mean, we could probably click this, but I'd rather just make a bigger play next round. It's only round 2. Maybe the Hounds were a little bit too forward also. Like, they're not tanking for the Crawlers are not tanking for the Hounds. Wasps are interesting. They do have the best value here. Well, this is the same. It's 400. Do we ever go Wasps, or are we trying to like counter Wasps somehow? Do we ever go this? This is 350. It does counter the Wasps a little bit. It's kind of good into all this. The only thing is the Raiden. It's still not worse it's not horrible into the Raiden. You could just use it for a round. But the Wasps are better if he goes into Raiden. That's the thing. So we'll keep... I think his most likely choice is actually the Raiden. He wants to go Raiden. So we'll just have these guys around just in case. And I don't know if we go fire right away. It's a little bit... I mean... It's a little early to kind of commit into fire. It's quite expensive. I'd rather just keep building units. That being said, the fire is, you know, maybe we just oil him. Do you have a nice juicy oil here? And what do we do here? Do we go for a level on the tower maybe? And defense? Okay. It actually goes for Wraith and Phoenix. That's not what I was expecting. It's not scary, X, actually. We probably want to go fire here. The question is, he's probably going to do some kind of... probably all he needs is a single missile interceptor, and he kind of invalidates our fire. It's kind of obvious that we're going to go fire now. The Wraith is strong, but it's not... It can't scale. Like the Phantom Rays can, so... It's not really worrying. Elite Rhino is interesting. Like, that could be a problem if we can't deal with that. No fire. Okay. Nano repair kit's really good for him. I think we do want to click the fire now. I think we want to upgrade this. Probably go for a couple more of these guys just in case we get interception. The fire is going to go here. Probably want some fire here. Probably want some fire here. So I think this is okay. Alright. At least it's a level 2 rhino. Still, it's going to be pretty hard here. We do have the fire. Question is, do we have enough Phantom Rays to deal with this? I think so. Do we go oil next on the Phantom Ray? I think so. And then we want shield on the Phantom Rays too, I think. Ah, it's going right into the steel ball. That's amazing. This is working out a lot better than I expected. I just feel like the Wraith is maybe a pretty bad option to counter the Phantom Ray, so he's kind of making the wrong decision. Improved fire control system is good for him. Is it good for us? Probably not horrible for us. Like, we could just put it on this guy, but it's good. It's way better for him. Like, this is going to be pretty devastating. I think we go for the oil and shield. And just keep going Phantom Rays. You go for a tower level or just the attack? Maybe just the attack. Okay. I don't know why he keeps building chaff here because the oil's coming. So unless he has some kind of hound dogs here, this kind of doesn't make sense. Why would he put chaff here? Just going straight into the fire. So kind of feels like he's handing us the victory. Like we're just, you know, he's handing us the victory on a silver platter. I really like this late hound as well. The placement's pretty good. He's got the item on this, so it's a little scary, but we will get shield next. We do have a little bit of a problem here, actually. What happened here? How come the fire didn't materialize? Do we have any hounds left? Doesn't look like it. It looks like this Wraith is going to start getting fatter. We might need to consider going EMP. If it's too much for us, we can go Void Eyes and just range them, but it's going to be kind of bad into what he has already. The Melting Point is not necessary. The Radiant's good for him. We just go for a Cell, I think. I mean, we can add Void Eyes and just range them. Like, that could work, actually. It's basically like a Phoenix. That way we don't need to sell anything. It's kind of risky, though. How much is this? This is 400 worth. This is 450. This is 500. So, well, no, wait. This is 550. All right, so let's go for this. We'll go range, I think, and just transform to flying. Keep him on the back line, mainly on this side. Do you want to get shield and probably a couple more, although there's a little bit of fire that we need to take care of here. So let's go Phantom Ray. And maybe a range. It's a little bit of a problem here. Look at the fire here. Okay, there we go. Once he clicks 8 ball, it's going to be pretty scary. But we do have shield. The Void Eyes are actually destroying this guy. They're basically like mini cheap phoenixes, so it's actually pretty good into some of these units. So Ion Blast, probably just go Ion Blast just to finish the game. Don't think we can kill this Wraith though, but still. I think it's Ion Blast time. He might beacon this. If I were him, I'd beacon this, so I would probably just go from here. But I don't think we hit that much, right? If we do this, even if he beacons, we still hit some stuff, right? So maybe we do that, but maybe we go more like here, you know, like here. So we'll borrow range speed. Let's do the oil. Maybe more like here, maybe. Actually, maybe more like here. Okay. Range, probably we could probably, what else do we do? Just more Phantom Rays, 3 more Phantom Rays. Is it just that simple? Do we ever click Cloak? Do we ever click EMP? Let's get another. Maybe we want to get this, and later we'll do EMP if it lasts another round. Super surprised with no beacon, no beam. Guess he's not as scary of a clown as we originally were worried about. Practically hands us the game on a silver platter. All right. Yeah, I don't know about that last round. Like, I'm not sure why he didn't go for the beacon or the dodge. Didn't even go for the speed. Didn't go for the borrow. So, but let's just take a look at these guys. The Void Eyes did how much? 35, 22, 35, and 21. Compared to the Phantom Rays. I mean, they did all right. Compared to the Wasps, they did more. I mean, for the cost, I mean, I don't think I would buy them, but if we're gonna get them for free, then why not, right? It does more than the same cost of a Phantom Ray. The Phantom Ray has two well, has one main technology, the shield. So, you know, I'm happy with the way we played the Void Eye there. It actually did a lot. Do we, you know, continue to build more Void Eyes, click range? I don't think so. Probably just continue with the Phoenixes, but it's certainly something that's it's quite interesting. All right, well, that one was kind of an easy one. Giant spec looks pretty amazing. Aerial spec is also pretty good. I don't know. I think I prefer this. It is risky though, because the Vulcans kind of cost money, but the Vulcans are pretty good into a lot of things. Now, we don't want to go Hounds here, because we're gonna get Vulcans and stuff. I think Late Chaff is actually good here, surprisingly. I've been recently a fan of Late Chaff, or just Fang Chaff, actually. You know, we still might win this. No. The problem is the crawlers, though. Hopefully, we can get one of those. It does have anti-aircraft, which is fine. Not worried about that. Missile strike, can't afford it. We are not aerial spec, so we'll have to skip. Straight into the Phantom Race. The better unit to go into is actually the Phoenix. Phoenix does much better to the Tarantula, but the Phoenix is also more susceptible to stuff like Fort AA and let's say the Mustang, because you know this has at least the oil for the Mustang, and it's also, more importantly, it's more susceptible to spells. So if you get some kind of like a lightning storm or something, then all your Phoenixes die. But the Phantom Rays, they're very tanky. So that's why we go with the inferior unit, which is the Phantom Ray, compared to the superior unit, which is the Phoenix. But we will always add in Phoenixes once we start seeing targets of value, but we don't want to add in too much. It just needs to be a sprinkle. Not sure about the exact ratio, but it's probably like close to 1-to-1, or it's like maybe 2-to-1, like Phantom Ray to Phoenix count. Hopefully we don't get, hopefully our Phantom Rays just don't get wasted during the debuff. I think we're okay, but we're starting to lose Phantom Rays. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, but hopefully we can get both of these guys. Okay, so I'm already happy. It's only a few fangs we lose by. The Vulcan is interesting, but we don't need to pay money to unlock it. The Void Eye is also interesting. How much is that? That's for 300 worth of value. This is 350. This is 300. Thing is, we don't need the Vulcan to get unlocked. We can unlock it ourselves for free. So I'd rather even just get the Wraith and then just like sell out of it. So this is 350, and what about this? This is 300. Is that right? 150, 450 through. So we definitely get this. If we weren't giant spec, we would absolutely go for the the fire guy, the Vulcan. And just 2 more Phantom Rays. Put them right in the middle so we don't get distracted anywhere. Okay, goes for the melting point. That's interesting. I don't know if the melting point is supposed to be I guess the melting point is supposed to be the counter to the Phantom Ray. It can work, but generally speaking, it doesn't work that well. I mean, obviously he needs the two technologies, and then it starts becoming a little scary, but I think we have ways to deal with it. Like the Phoenix is pretty good into it, I think. This getting a level is not great. And we still have a problem with the chaff clear. So it looks like the melter was a great choice, but we will sell out of this, I think. Okay, we get the fire. Improved Phoenix is interesting. Do we go for the fire or do we go for the improved Phoenix? Problem is the HP doesn't matter if we're going into the melting point, right? But he could go improve Phoenix. I think we go for the fire just because we're kind of far away from a solution to this chaff problem. Here we instantly solve it for a round. Still probably need to sell this, but we can just continue to build our Phantom Ray army a little bit more. Maybe we do sell, actually. I wonder if we get Cloak. Just so we can deal with this, these guys better, but we might need to go Shield, since he's going to go for the improved Phoenix. So, I don't know. I think Shield is probably a better, safer option. Okay, it's not, but Shield is still good into the melting point. We'll still need to get Cloak. Yeah, it's not horrible. It's good into the rest of his army. We do need some, like, we need fire on the side here. We need something to deal with this. This is taking way too long. Don't want to lose a tower here. Okay. It's not, it's worse than just one tower, it's both. But how many of these Phantom Rays can he kill in like 18 seconds? Especially since they have the shield. Well, the shield doesn't really make it better into the Phantom Ray. Guess we go Cloak next. At least he doesn't level, but he might level after this though. Yep. That's not good. Not with the enhancement module. That's very, very bad. Okay. Quick cooldown is probably okay, but it's a little bit too little too late. The Acid Blast is okay, I think. It's very expensive. Does last for 2 rounds, but he can beacon out, you'd imagine. So how do we solve the chaff clear problem? We have too many problems to solve, right? Oh, well, I guess we go for a Vulcan. We sell out of maybe these guys. Could sell out. We'll just go skip here. We need a Vulcan to set fires. We need oil also from the Phantom Rays to. We also need Cloak. So we need a lot of stuff. We need a lot of things here. And this is where I think the problem starts becoming too big of a problem here. So let's say we do this. Let's say we do this. Let's say we even sell out of this, just so we can afford things. No, we still need like a missile for this, I think. We can borrow and get another fire for here, but I don't think that's a huge issue. Probably wouldn't mind getting levels. Probably have to missile this. We could probably put something in front, but I don't know. This is very awkward. 150 left. Now it's boats. That's super interesting. Wasn't expecting the boat. I was expecting him to go into multi-melter. But this is completely unexpected. And I mean, it's especially since he sells out, he gets it for free. It's kind of bad, like, to sell out the melter there. Clicking range is also not ideal for us. Like, it costs a lot of money. It's gonna get the item, put it onto the overlords now, so it's getting worse and worse for us. Orbital jab, I think, is something we have no choice but to go for. He might try to dodge, but I don't think he can dodge it if we just put it directly on him. If we try to go greedy and we try to go for both, then maybe he does dodge. So it just depends if we want to go for greedy or just get one. I think we want to just go for one. Right. Okay, so we could sell this and just reposition him. I think we want to be careful here. Like, we don't want to have too many of these guys. And now we go for the Phoenixes. I don't think the improved Phoenix necessarily does anything for us. The extra HP does not make them tank any shots. We go for charge shot, and we'll go for more. Yeah, it's either that or we just like buy another one, but we're gonna. All right, let's try this. Let's sell this. Just buy another one. Them like here. And we'll go for the Phoenix. Go for the charge shot. Maybe go for speed. A level and a level. Never mind. That is such a nice dodge. We're getting outplayed, like, you know. We didn't even get to click the level, which we were trying to do. I think we lose this game right here, right now. There's no way we're winning. We just got outplayed here. He's not even giant spec, but he whips out the giants like he is a giant spec. I think that's GG. Yep. Yeah, we this guy's obviously a very, very good player here. Probably should have sold out of this. Get this. Let's see if the last round we had a chance. I wonder if the orbital jab is, I mean, it's probably a trap. Let's just skip it. Let's reposition this guy like we originally wanted to. Just maybe have guy in the middle. And yeah, let's just go for, maybe we go for elite recruit. Definitely need a missile here. Let's prepare the same missile here. Level. Looks like we have an oil available, which we should have taken for sure. And we'll go for this speed. I'm not so sure about the speed, but maybe we need something like this. Position this guy here so we ignite the fire here and here. He also threw in a wasp here, which makes it like impossible for us to directly hit the overlords. But maybe we have enough here. I think we're just a little bit too flabbergasted to make a right decision on the spot here. It looks like we could potentially still win this here. Yeah, so I think we lost value on the orbital, and we didn't dodge this. So that right there cost us like, so much. And it looks like all we needed was the Phoenix. Now, this Phoenix did so much. This somehow did nothing because it got caught up. So perhaps 3 Phoenixes here would have been a little bit better. But this does 15,000. It basically one-shots the Overlord, so 1 Phoenix is all you need. It's just he played this really well with the Wasp behind. And we have nothing to actually attack the Wasps with. So yeah, it was pretty genius on his part. I don't know if we would have been able to win the game, continue moving forward. He did have a really good way of dealing with things, and he was going to go probably Fire Extinguisher, which would have caused us to have to go with more Vulcans, and I don't love the Vulcan positioning here. In any case, that was really well played by the opponent. Mephisto, okay. Okay, so we get the Fire Badger. That's what we always want, but the cost control is actually pretty good. The aerial spec is also pretty good, but this is not bad. It's got a good synergy. The crawler with the ball is pretty decent. We're going straight into the missile into the storm, so and it looks like he's got fangs, which is not great. I would much prefer him having some crawlers, but okay, so what do we do here? Do we go more crawlers? What do we do to kill his fangs? He's gonna go Arclights, right? I don't think we go Hounds. Void Eyes, too slow. They're gonna get killed by the... I mean, the Void Eyes may counter the Arclight, but gets killed by the Storm. Late Chaff, like Fangs, well, everything is fast. The Late Chaff does nothing, right? It just stays here. It almost feels like we just need to go more crawlers, but I don't know. I mean, Arclights seem to be good because he's gonna go crawlers, so I'm thinking just go Arclights. That being said, why don't we just go for the Fire Badger? Right. So he actually goes for the... Okay, so he does not go for any crawlers, which makes the Fire Badger play a bit bad, but the Fire Badger does at least handle the fangs. Actually, the steel balls kind of tanked for the Fire Badger a little. They do have the same range, but maybe it's okay. Yeah, maybe the Fire Badger wasn't so bad, actually. Hello, Kipples. Cloak and Burst? For what? For the, is that for the Melter? Yeah, he changed out the Melter, so... Um, it was... If he goes Melter, yes, maybe Cloak and Burst, but... Uh, usually, you know, these guys are tricky. They don't just build Melters. Right, so improved Wasp is interesting, obviously very interesting, but I think it's better for us to try to defend. I mean, look at this, right? He's got Missile Strike. It's better for us to defend the Wasp than it is for us to go Wasp, I think. The armor is good, but there's nothing that uses armor. I'd rather just go for the Phantom Ray and let him go for this, and then we'll just use the Phantom Ray to do the oil. Just get 2 only. And then just like counter his Wasp. I think that's going to be the plan. Okay, no improved Wasp. He's going for Phoenixes. You can see that the missile actually does nothing. Does not kill the Phantom Ray. So, like the Phoenix, unless it's an improved Phoenix. Alright, so he uses a missile. It's not going to be the greatest missile. It's not horrible though. It hurts most of the steel balls. It looks like we're going to lose this side pretty badly, but we should be able to win this side. He adds more chaff here, which means we just... the oil here is going to be amazing. Everything is just going to be dead. So... It's definitely going to be some kind of oil play next round. That's not good. Yeah, we don't necessarily need anything. I'd rather defend against the Wasp than go for the Wasp, surprisingly. Probably just get something and sell. The Wraith we're not too worried about. We can use the Wraith, but I think the Wraith dies too quickly to the Phoenix. I'm not sure. If we don't sell anything, then I'd rather just get the Wraith, right? Then he could just go, he's just gonna go Marksman. So I think it's just better to sell right away. Kind of forgot we get more of these guys. We don't really need them actually. Alright, let's just get one more in the middle. And see what he does. Right, 2 is fine. I think we just click range and won't even mind floating, actually. It's probably not smart to float though. So I think we just do this. Okay, so he actually goes for the Wraith. We probably now need another Fire Badger here, because now I'm worried that the fire is not going to spread. It's very close. That was super close. So we'll continue to build Phantom Rays at this point. Could go Phoenixes, actually, also. So get another one here just to make sure everything burns quicker. And I think we need to sell out of these guys. Do we just go for 2 Phoenixes? Or do we go more Phantom Rays and then just go quick shield on the Phantom Ray? It's kind of a tough question here. Problem with the Phoenix is like he's got the missiles, So that's kind of discouraging us a little bit. All right. So this is how he's going to deal with the fire. He's just going to get us to burn ourselves. We have 2 packs of chaff here. This may not even actually go into the fire. This might actually go sideways. Worst comes to worst, we could just sell this. You know, we get some money back from it. On the other hand, he's got a lot of chaff. He's got a lot of storms. Everything's going to burn. He's committing himself into the Phoenix, which it does make him vulnerable to Fort AA. It's not guaranteed like to win against this. This is very interesting. We actually don't burn this here. There we go. So now we want to go shield on the Phantom Rays, and then you know we can play with other responses such as the Fort AA if we get a Fort drop, obviously. But so far this is looking very good for us. Laser sights. I think we want the laser sights for sure on something. Not sure what it is though. Is it this Fire Badger? That being said, if we have nothing to put it on, I don't think we save it, so we'll skip, unfortunately. This gets sold. Go for the shield upgrade and 2 more Phantom Rays. Pretty simple. This is the comp that we like to build. We don't like to build other stuff. We love to build only Phantom Rays, and it's just amazing how, you know, how we can get value from the shield. Like this 600 cost upgrade is doubling, more than doubling the HP of everything. So yeah, Phoenix with range laser sight item is interesting, but it does nothing actually, because once the Phantom Rays just close the distance, they close the distance. You know, as long as there's survivors, then it's, you know, the Phoenixes are gonna die. And now he makes himself super vulnerable to some kind of spell. He doesn't even have the reincarnation. Doesn't have the shield. Charge shot is not useful to him because it's pretty much already like one-shotting the shield of the Phantom Rays. Now this is quite good. It's very interesting that we're actually stuck in our own oil. And our chaff, our late chaff is actually arriving. The late chaff isn't doing anything. It's not tanking for the Phantom Ray. So we can start selling out off of these crawlers. So the Phoenix is like the most OP unit in the game, but the Phantom Ray is actually can actually deal with it pretty well. Electromag, I just don't know. Like, why do we need to electromag? We don't need to electromag these guys. I mean, we could. For 100, maybe we do, but is it even worth 100? Probably is, right? You know, just electromagging this so they move forward, they die a little bit quicker. They are level 2, so maybe we do that. Okay. Let's start selling out of our chaff. Just keep going more Phantom Race. And we can go for an oil. Go for shield. Does the shield do anything? Maybe. Does the oil do anything? The oil does a lot. You just go for shield. And speed, I think, is probably useful here. Although the missile is more useful, I think. Now the Wasp is actually starting to become a the Wasp is a real threat. A Wasp is not what we want to see. So now I'm getting quite concerned actually seeing the Wasps. But showing the Wasp is maybe potentially bad if you're planning on going into Wasps, unless you're trying to fake it. But the thing is, the Ford AA is going to work against the Phoenix either way. We hardly lost any Phantom Race on that round. But we have to respect the these guys. I bet he wants to go into the Raiden. For us, we're just gonna sell. Just sell the Raiden. The Hound would actually be amazing for him if he wanted to clear the fire. Let's see. So, assuming he's going to go into Raidens, we want to go into something like Wasps. So it doesn't need to be like high level Wasp. We just want Wasps for chaff, right? And we probably missile this. We probably oil. Kind of have a lot of money here. Do we cloak? I'm not sure if the cloak is necessary because there's always something that these guys can shoot at. I think the oil is good. Maybe something like this. And go for the attack. I'm not sure if it does anything, but it's probably not horrible. And could go for the speed. Kind of not sure like what we can do with our money here, so we're not even gonna borrow. Okay, instant fork on the Raiden. This is what we predicted, and this is why we went for the Wasps. His range is kind of limited, but it's okay. It looks like the attack upgrade now is actually doing something. And I think that's going to be it. So the Wasps, they didn't do that much. They're mainly there to tank. Each Phantom Ray kind of did a little something. Some did better than others. I mean, we had a lot of money there. I wonder if it would make sense for us to go cloak. Let's just try that out. So we won by like 700, I think. 700 or 900, and so it was like, let's just say 700. That's 2k damage. So we need to do more than 2k damage here to see if the cloak would actually do anything. I'm a little skeptical, but you never know. Try to keep the positioning of everything similar. 200 left over, so just upgrade these guys. Maybe we want to upgrade one of these guys. Okay. Looks like they kill the Raidens a lot faster, and it looks like the Wasps actually tank the first shot instead of the Phantom Rays coming up first. So I think the cloak was good here. So we do more than, yeah, we do like I think 300 more damage. Don't really remember how much we did damage initially, but looks like it was all right. Like the cloak. Especially since we had the money, we didn't borrow. So yeah, maybe that was okay. Speed probably, would have made a difference there. But either way, yeah, this is why Phoenixes don't work. And he didn't build that money. Like he built too much chaff, built too much stuff that was going to burn. We have 2 chaff. Whoever has less chaff kind of wins. Look how many deployments he has, right? The arc lights are useless because we don't have any chaff. We specifically did not build an arc light because we knew we were going to go into fire. Therefore, we have no wasted units. You could argue that this crawler is wasted since it goes into the fire, but we would have sold it. This crawler is potentially wasted, but it was kind of like still kind of coming through. That's why we don't position our crawler in the middle. We position on the side so it kind of comes in over the fire. Anyways, that was a good one. I think we just play one more because it's getting quite late. So we get the Fire Badger. I think we just take it. It's pretty shitty, the Saber. Lead spec is playable, but we're not going to try to play high-level opponents with elite spec. I think, it can work really well, but it could also work really poorly. So, not sure if we want to take that risk. Do we go Fire Badger again here for round 1? Amplify spec. I mean, his tarantulas will kill the Fire Badger, but I mean, what is he going to build here? He's going to build arc lights, right? Imagine arc lights is good. So, do we ever just build like I think we build late chaff actually. Yeah, something like this actually. Not sure why it's like this, but I don't mind. I think this is good. And is it better like this so we could put a giant here, or it's only 2 squares, so maybe not. Okay, I'm happy with this. I mean, I'm not going to argue with whoever created this, so I think this is fine. I think I actually meant to put the the crawlers in this little bit of a different positioning here. So I guess it's going to be hard for him to kill the saber, but the chaff is a little bit of a problem. Like looks like the crawlers are pretty good. So not the best round. Underground threat mass produced. I'm gonna skip here. Just go for the Phantom Ray, round 2. I think this is okay. Don't mind it actually being a little later. I actually meant to put the fangs in this position and the crawlers here. So I actually didn't mean to position it like this. I think it's okay. It's just that the fangs are a little too late and the crawlers are a little bit too fast. So yeah, that was an oversight on my end. Now the Phoenix is going to deal with the sabers. It's going to deal with our phantoms. He's got 5 chaff. We've got 5 chaff. His chaff will burn, whereas our 2 fangs probably are not going to burn. And he already has a lot of chaff clear, which kind of becomes useless if we burn our own chaff. So I'm really interested in doing the fire as soon as possible. Hopefully next round is gonna turn completely different. We get the Fire Badger for free, and we get to do oil. I think we go with the Tower Oil first, just so we don't commit into anything. Fortunately, we don't need the Vulcan now. Or fortunately. And 400 here. 350. We could consider a Wraith, but the Wraith's not going to do amazing into the Phoenix, you'd imagine, right? We could consider it. Either that or we get the Rhino, start selling out the Rhinos, start cheesing. Okay, could go for the oil. It's very cheap. It's very effective. And just more phantoms, I think. Could try to get a beacon, but I don't know. Probably want to get a level, but okay, so it looks like the answer is now the Raiden. Looks like he has more and more chaff. He's got 4 chaff right into this fire bubble. I mean, into this oil blob, so yeah, he's a strong believer of chaff, but I think that's where we potentially can win. Because he overcommits into the chaff. That being said, we're about to lose. Never mind. So we're about to lose 3 Phantom Rays, but get a perfect tower timing. So question is, do we sell out of this now? I think we have to. Or do we let him respond to it first? Advanced missile device? Don't think we go for that. Vulcan's Descent is interesting, but it's going to get countered, you'd imagine. So we'll just skip here. And I think it's time for the oil, and it's time for the range. Another Fire Badger here, just to make sure. Even here, maybe, because this is kind of going to cover this. Here, this is kind of going to go forward, maybe. Not exactly sure where to position this. Maybe this is okay. And I think we need to start going into wasps, but do we go into wasps now? Or are we going to show our hand too much? Is the question. And do we just sell this because we're going to light everything on fire? So, yeah, a couple questions here. Not exactly sure. I think we want to sell out this guy so we can get some of the wasps, I think. Maybe even phoenixes, but I don't know. I think phoenixes first, then wasps. I don't want to show our hand too much. Okay, still have the right. He responded to it. Don't shoot at the phoenix, please. And now I think we go for wasp. Probably charge shot on the phoenix, but maybe range first, depending on what he does here. Orbital bombardment is huge. Electro mag is also pretty big, but he doesn't have any techs. So I'm thinking electro mag, but just really depends on what he's gonna. If he's gonna put anything behind this, like then it might be good. I think he will. So we'll sell this for sure. And phoenixes are good. Maybe we need some wasps as well. Let's put them here so they don't go into the fire. Go into the orbital. Phoenixes, unfortunately, will probably die to an orbital here. Not sure if there's anything we can do about that. Maybe we just go shield on this. Alright, nothing behind here, interestingly. This guy is going into his doom. Maybe we should have positioned him here. But at least we got shield on them, so they might survive. Well, this is surviving, so we're very lucky there. And our phoenixes looks like they've died, and looks like our tower is not. It's not looking too well here. We are kind of cleaning up on the side here. Wait a second. So this is kind of like the trilogy of the Phantom Ray spam. You actually don't build any more Phantom Rays. You just build Phoenix and Wasp. Now the Void Eyes are interesting. Typhoon's also interesting because if he goes for his own counter Wasp, we're kind of screwed. So I do choose to go for this. Like the one thing we're worried about is anti-Wasp. And this kind of solves the problem here. The question is, do we go charge shot or do we go range first? I think it's probably range first, charge shot next. And I think we probably sell it at this. Probably get, get another level here. And okay, I could level this. I don't know if we level this, probably, just to be safe here. I think this is fine. Okay, goes for aerial spec typhoon. That's scary, for sure. But we do have the phoenixes to deal with this. That being said, we need charge shot to effectively deal with this. So this could be very, very good for him. Actually, wasn't expecting him to go typhoon. Probably should have. I don't know about leveling the tower to level 3 and this tower to level 1. That was kind of a waste, probably. Could have probably used the money for, I don't know. I don't know why this is, we're having a lot of trouble here. I don't know why we're losing the chaff battle. But at least we win this, and maybe leveling it up to level 3 was actually smart here. Problem is, we've got a huge chaff problem. Alright. Could have went a lot worse. We have a chaff clear problem here. Electromag is interesting. I think we have to go for the electromag. It just hits too much of his stuff, and he also is going to do the same thing, you'd imagine. Okay, we'll oil this just to make sure we get the burn. Probably needs to be like this. And I think we want to probably shield something. I mean, the fire badger here probably needs a shield. Let's go for charge shot. And I think we go for more phoenixes. Maybe another, something here. But it's probably not going to apply. I mean, it's probably like more of a fire thing here as well. Like, if you think about it. Let's go for range. Let's sell out of this since it's not useful anymore. And I don't know. Maybe defense. I think this oil is pretty good here. Increases the oil just a little bit. Obviously, our phoenixes are mostly disabled, but not much we can do there. Does look like his ratings are going down. On this side, we now encounter some typhoons, but they're stuck on the fire badger, thankfully. I think we have just too much here for him. But we did go for the oil, though. So that was our oil round, but we do have more oil here. Fortress is going to be amazing for him. Something we're kind of worried about. So let's say he's going to go Fortress. What do we do? I mean, the hounds are more of an issue, I think. So we're kind of more guessing if he's going to go hounds. I think it's just going to be a sell. Maybe we just go for the War Factory here. We can go for this. We sell it. Assuming he goes forts, we have to go for a War Factory, and we'll just kind of charge in here with the War Factory. It's the classic finisher move. Now, if he goes for the steel balls, then GG, because we're not, we weren't kind of ready for that. But we're assuming that he's not going to go for this. And we'll go for the armor. Probably go for this. And we need some missiles, but not quite sure. Maybe we need a beacon, but how do we beacon this guy, right? There's nowhere really he can go. His speed makes sense. Is it just more missiles or probably more missiles, but like how do we position this guy? We need the Typhoons to lock on. They do lock on here, at least this one, so this is good. If the Typhoons didn't lock on, then they would switch targets to the Wasps, and this would be pretty useless. But it looks like we're able to counter this with the War Factory, and I think that's going to be it. I'm happy with our placement. Like, we placed it 2 squares back. In reality, it could have been on the line. You know, it could have been 2 squares up, but we click speed, actually, then this probably flies into here, and then the Typhoon just only targets the air, and then, you know, it doesn't prioritize the War Factory anymore. So this was pretty close. I think we would have preferred to be closer. I'm surprised he went like Wasp. I'm not sure what he did there. Did he go for like what was the drop? You would imagine the fort would be the correct item to pick since, you know, like our main damage dealers are just the Phoenix. So I'm very surprised he didn't go for the fort. Now, if he went for the fort, then the War Factory would have won, but Wasp with shield is interesting. Like, why does he go Wasp with shield? I guess I guess the only thing we have is the Typhoon to deal with it. So maybe he's thinking more air chaff just to slow, like, the air chaff is going to slow down the Phoenixes and obviously the Phantom Rays. And maybe the Wasps, like, can't kill his Wasps quick enough. But I would assume I would have probably went, like, anti-air Wasp with range and aerial spec. And it's still kind of Axis chaff, I think. Like, it's still gonna be in front of the Raiden, and it's still gonna tank shots, but at the same time it's actually gonna kill things. Whereas the shield, it just makes them kind of like useless, you know, shield. So I don't know about the shield in that situation. Looks like he would have had enough money to build a ton of level 2 wasps. But in any case, if he did that and our war factory is here, and he puts his wasps all the way in the back, then I think the wasps actually end up targeting our air units before the war factory because the war factory isn't far enough forward. So yeah, it could have worked, you know. We can take it a look from his perspective there. Looks like we're close to 2100 now, so that's quite good. I'm surprised that we got so high, even though we tell people that we are the Ray Master. So we're just gonna take a look at this replay, and then we're just gonna end the stream because it's kind of late. I think we did pretty good this stream. I think it was like maybe 5 wins, 1 loss, something like that. So let's just take a look from his perspective. All right, so we'll go for the cell. I mean, actually, the hounds. You know, I think actually what's even better here is the hounds with the extinguisher, in my opinion, because the chaff, having chaff is like Yeah. Not sure how to exactly position this, but probably like this somehow. You know, like something here probably. Something here probably. Something here probably. Something, you know, maybe here probably. Well, kind of, you know, I don't know about all the way up here, but maybe something here. And let's see. Since he already has this, maybe he goes for like a chain or something as well. I think it makes sense. I mean, he already has this, so he already has something for the wasp. Maybe we level something up. Let's do this. What do we sell out of? Maybe, I mean, maybe we need like, maybe we sell out of this guy. Go for another extinguisher, maybe. All right, let's see how these extinguishers work. I think the extinguishers don't help so much with the crawlers. Wait a second. Is this replay even accurate? Because where's the war factory, right? So something's wrong with this replay. Well, in any case, that wouldn't have worked because of the war factory. So let's try what we originally wanted to try, which was just going in for the high level rate, the wasps with the 2 techs. Everything's kind of even, so this is fine. Can even level one of these wasps up. And I think an oil is always good. I mean, if there's late chaff, that's it. Maybe an oil here is good. I mean, oil here is also good, so we can get this guy. And maybe just a missile. Obviously, if he predicted the war factory, he would just click ionization. Let's just see how this works. Feel like the wasps are not necessarily going to lock onto the war factory first here. Maybe it does actually. I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of locks on. The few here doesn't. The phoenixes are all definitely way behind. But we are winning one side here, so no, maybe. Oh, wait a second. Where's the phoenixes? There we go. So actually, so we have some a couple fangs, but we still have a phoenix. Do we actually kill it? Okay, we do. So that's the way to beat this. And this is a result of actually our war factory being too far forward. It needs to be two squares up, and then the wasp has a higher chance of locking on. So that could have been a mistake on our part. You know, so that's something to take into mind. I actually wouldn't mind trying it from our perspective again. Seeing what happens if we put the War Factory on the line, because if the opponent were to put his wasps all the way back, we could have lost that, right? Even with the War Factory, and with one War Factory there, like exposed, committed into one War Factory and losing the round, more likely than not we lose the game, because that's just how it works. You really don't want to be losing, um, you know, any situation where you're, when you go for a War Factory and you lose, that's not what you want for sure. Right? We definitely don't want speed. If we click speed, we automatically lose. So we're just gonna go for missiles again. And now everything's on the line, right? So we'll see what happens here. This means the stuff shoots at it faster. It takes more damage, but it also means, potentially the late wasps will lock onto it. Once it locks on, then, it doesn't change targets until the War Factory dies. But if the War Factory doesn't die, then, everything that locks onto it. Yeah, I think it was a mistake to move it back. I thought maybe, well, there is enough time for his Typhoon to travel, but it was barely enough. It was way too close. So next time, just put the War Factory on the line. Keep it simple. It's an all-in. And just hope, he doesn't click the ionization. So, all right, guys. That's going to be the end of the stream. Answer some questions. But then the ratings came out so fine. I mean, the orbital bombardment for us was not to destroy the Radiants. It was just kind of like, to maybe destroy. If we were to go like Wasp or like Phoenix or something, then maybe we could hit that. Maybe we could hit some of his chaff. I mean, maybe we hit nothing. It's just for that kind of money, we may as well take it, because maybe if the game goes on 4 more rounds, then maybe he does eventually build a lot of wasps. Like, you want to have that spell. It's such a cheap spell. You pretty much always have to take it, even if it's like not the best value. So, I mean, the shields we got for not really just the bombardment, we got it for tanking the Raidens. So, yeah, but I mean, if he goes for Typhoon, then it's absolutely horrible, because the shields don't do really anything for us. But yeah, so that was kind of a mistake there. All right, guys. Good luck in your own playing, and we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.